Hello, I am Mario 8 and welcome to Super Mario Bros. In Review, the show where I will be reviewing all 18 Super Mario Bros. Platformers and ranking them to find the ultimate Super Mario Bros. Game. You can find all the previous and future videos in the playlist linked in the description, but first, this week we will be visiting Super Mario Bros. 3, originally released in 1988 in Japan and hit the US and Europe markets in 90 and 91 respectively. And really, what more needs to be said about Mario Bros. 3? It is one of the best-selling NES games, it continues to be lauded as one of the best Mario games, some even describe it as one of the best games ever. And it was also in the feature film The Wizard, which I never saw and isn't really relevant other than to show that Nintendo put a lot of marketing behind the game. As was the case with Mario Bros. 2 USA, I first played Mario 3 as Mario Advanced 4. In this case, the Advanced version didn't change much, just cleaned up a lot of the sprites from the All-Stars version, but the gameplay remained largely the same. And I played a bunch of Mario 3. I never loved it quite as much as its sequel, but I can't deny how fun this collection of levels is. I believe I did repurchase it for Nintendo Wii and have played it a couple times on the Switch too. Directed once again by Shigeru Miyamoto and Takashi Tezuka, they were joined by a small team including the GOAT Koji Kondo to really develop a worthy sequel to the Mario franchise, with a goal to iterate and improve every aspect of the originals. Nintendo managed to achieve this goal with flying colors, fitting more levels, better music, and better graphics all on the same tiny cartridge that held the original. In Super Mario Bros. 3, Mario and Luigi are sent out on yet another quest to defeat Bowser, the king of the Koopas. This time around, old Koopa has sent the Koopalings, his 7, children? Adoptive, I guess, to transform various kings around the land into animals, and it is up to our favorite bros to stop them. But, after defeating the 7th Koopaling, Bowser captures Princess Toadstool. Again. So the bros go and rescue her. She jokes about the princess being in another castle. The end. And as I alluded before, Super Mario Bros. 3 is amazing. Just a truly wonderful game. This is where Nintendo perfected the controls. Every jump, every bounce off an enemy, every item is perfectly balanced and fine-tuned. I have the exact amount of control over Mario as I want. Each level consists of various platforms and enemies for Mario to jump under, over, or onto. Now with a much wider array of items to use. Mushrooms and fire flowers make their return with the now iconic raccoon tail allowing for short flights and hovering. And there are even rarer items, such as the Tanuki suit that allows Mario to turn into a statue as well as fly, the frog suit which adds greater mobility underwater, and the hammer suit which allows Mario to emulate the dastardly Hammer Bros. Speaking of Hammer Bros, they are back and much easier than ever, as well as a whole host of new enemies to torment the brothers. Each level has them defeating or avoiding these enemies and usually collecting a mushroom, flower, or star card at the end. 3 cards result in an extra life, but if Mario manages to get 3 matching cards, he gets more lives in return. A couple of fortress levels are found per world and are patrolled by the dastardly Boom Boom, and each of the king's castles are guarded by one of the 7 Koopalings in their airship. These bosses are on the meh side of things. Boom Boom couldn't be easier, just jump on him 3 times. With a little practice, I usually get him before he can even move. The Koopalings are a bit tougher, especially the ones who spawn a whole bunch of projectiles, but they're still on the easy side. My favorite boss has to be Bowser, who Mario needs to goad into smashing the ground from underneath them until the final block is destroyed and Bowser falls into the depths below. It's a really fun twist to the gameplay that up to this point has just been jump on a thing 3 times. Each and every level is great, creatively using its myriad platforms and enemies in new and unique ways throughout the game's runtime. And now each level is selected by navigating an overworld map, allowing each playthrough to be unique. The levels start out as traditional Mario levels, but this time Mario is able to run forward and backward to his heart's content. And with the new flying abilities, there are often secrets just above the camera line. Early on, these secrets net coins, extra lives, or the elusive Tanuki suit. But in certain harder levels, Mario needs to fly to the ceiling to find the right pipe to actually beat the level. Certain levels become straight up mazes, with Mario needing to navigate the correct sequence of pipes and doors, and this isn't even saved for the final stage like in Mario 1. Mario 3 also introduced auto-scrolling levels, and depending on who is asked, this is either a great thing or the worst thing ever. I personally like them. It makes me practice patience and hone my avoidance skills, especially around the fire chomps that spit out fire, then blow up. Where Mario 1 had a few really good ideas and then remixed them to make a great game, Mario 3 chooses a tactic where it has just a bunch of really good ideas, and uses them all only once. Whether it's avoiding an angry sun while jumping over tornadoes, hopping in a Karibo's boot and running over Munchors, finding a frog suit just in time to glide around Big Bertha, avoiding surprisingly fast boos, all of these events are so memorable and then tossed out for the next great idea. And as each new great idea is introduced, the game gets progressively harder. Yeah, the sun is shocking at first, but it's not actually hard to avoid. But slipping and sliding on the ice in World 6 makes things harder, then navigating the Munchors and the pipe mazes is even more so, and especially the auto-scrolling levels before Bowser's Castle are a real challenge. And for the real experts, or I guess people who just know where they are, a few levels contain a secret flute, which when played warps the plumber to a later world. But the levels aren't the only thing on the map. Now there are various shops too. A spinning block puzzle that net extra lives, an item shop that nets items, and the occasional match game dot the overworld to help the plumbers. Patrolling enemies that can move to an open space dot the overworld to block the plumbers until they're defeated. There are even some secrets to be found. A boat in a certain section takes the plumber to a little island that looks like Japan, or the hammer item can be used to break rocks to reach pipes to transport them across the world map. And if a level is too hard, the cloud item lets the plumber skip it, but only once. Each level is themed to match the world it's in. The maps are fun to explore, and each have their own unique piece of music. Here is the obligatory section where I mentioned Koji Kondo makes excellent music and once again outperformed himself. As a package, Super Mario Bros. 3 feels unique and fun throughout, like Mario and Luigi are going on a true adventure. While I don't play this game as often as some other Mario entries, it is in my top 5 most played for sure. I originally had the Game Boy Advance port, but with the Wii and the Switch, I go back to playing the NES version every few years, and I love it. I've always loved it. And really, what's not to love? Every level is great, the difficulty curve is perfect, the music never gets old. I don't even have to think about this one. My new 2D Mario Bros. Platformers ranking is 4 Super Mario Bros. 2 The Lost Levels, 3 Super Mario Bros. 2 USA, 2 Super Mario Bros. And 1 Super Mario Bros. 3. And now I'm entering uncharted waters. I grew up with the Game Boy Advance, not the original. And while I've heard a lot of surprisingly good things about this next title, this will be the first time I'm experiencing it myself. I'm very excited to play Super Mario Land. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, maybe leave a rating or sub to be notified of more. While you're down there, you can check the description for all of my socials where I'm at Mario8th everywhere. I'm on Twitter, Tumblr, and you can see what games I'm playing on ggApp.io. Also in the description is the playlist that every Mario and review video will eventually be in. And if you'd like, let me know what your personal Mario ranking is in the comment section. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.